Solving systems of linear inequalities is going to be very similar to solving equations by graphing. It's just now we're going to have our inequality signs. So for this first example, we have y is greater than or equal to negative x minus 2. And then we have y is less than 4x, or 4 over 3x minus 2. So we have to graph both of these and then remember to shade on both of them. So first we're going to start with our green equation. We have a b of negative 2, and we have a slope of negative 1. So to start this graph, I'm going to start at negative 2, and I'm going down 1, over 1, down 1, over 1. Now it is underlined, so we're going to have a solid line, and it's going to go up like this. Alright, now for our shading, we are going to shade both of them separately and then we will combine them. So I'm going to shade my green with green. So y is greater than. I'm going to start at my b, start at my y-intercept, and greater than would be up. So for this green equation, I would be shading everything above it since it's greater than. So now we're going to move to our purple line. We're going to totally forget about the green one for now and go to our purple. I have a y-intercept of negative 2 again, and then I have a slope of 4/3. So I'm going to first plot my y-intercept of negative 2, and then on this one I'm going up 1, 2, 3, 4 over 1, 2, 3 to follow my slope. This one is not underlined, so we are going to have a dotted line. And it's going to go like, let's start again. Looks something like this. Okay, but for this one, I have y is less than. So in purple, or pink, I'm going to shade where y would be less than. Here, my y-intercept is still here, but I'm shading down from my line. So since this is a system, since we want where both of them are shaded, I'm going to shade where my shading would collide. So my solution could be anywhere to greater than this line and less than this line. So I'm actually going to erase, oops, don't want to erase my line. I'm actually going to erase this shading here because we only want the shading where they collide. And now we're done. So when you graph these on your own, you can either lightly shade where you're supposed to, or you can draw arrows, but you have to be careful to pay attention to where both of them shade. Let's try another one. I have y is greater than negative 3/2 x minus 2, and then I have y is greater than or equal to x minus 4. So let's graph our green line first. I have a b of negative 2, and I have a slope of negative 3 over 2. Let's try writing that again. So I'm going to start at negative 2, and now I'm going down 3 over 2. It is not underlined, so we are going to have a dotted line here. Alright, so then for my purple, I have a b of, let's fix this. This would be a b of negative 4. And then a slope of positive 1. So I'm going to start at negative 4. We should be okay with this line part. And then I'm going up 1, over 1, up 1, over 1, up 1, over 1. This line is underlined, so we are going to have a solid line. And I'm actually going to make it purple through here. Now for my shading. For my green line, I have y is greater than. So at my B, I want to go up from there. I'm going to actually make it green just so we can see the difference. So from this line, I would have wanted to shade everything greater than. Now for my purple, I still want everything greater than as well. So I would have wanted to shade everything greater than. They collide all through here. So I wouldn't want this to be shaded or this over here. Now, my solution could be anything being shaded over here. So if I wanted to pick a point to check my shading, you can do so. If I wanted to pick, I am shading over 0, 0 from both lines. So if I wanted to plug in 0, 0 to check, it should work for both of these lines. So let's first check y is greater than negative 3/2 x minus 2. Plugging in 0, 0, we get 0 is greater than negative 3/2 times 0 minus 2. So 0 is greater than negative 2, which is true. So this one is correct. Now we have to check our second line because it has to work for both of them or we did something wrong. So I get 0 is greater than or equal to 0 minus 4. And since 0 is greater than or equal to negative 4, we know they're both right. You should be able to pick any point being shaded over and it should work. So when you're graphing inequalities, you have to remember to pay attention to if your sign is less than or greater than, because that's going to be a dotted line. And then if it's less than or equal to or greater than or equal to, you should have a solid line. This shouldn't be new information because we've got these before. Then you also have to pay attention to your shading, pick a point, and always check your answers.